What's up everyone, Ben from Living Survival, and today we're going to take a look at an awesome piece of gear, the brand new BioLite FirePit. So this is the original BioLite stove, something that I've had in my get home bag that I leave in the car since day one. This is an awesome piece of gear as well. This one has the thermocoupler. They've made several versions over the past couple years. This one has the thermocoupler, so it actually does charge itself. But the beauty of this is that just like all BioLite products, it gets your fire going super rapidly. So I can plug that in there. You just flip these little legs around and you're ready to go. On the side here you have your buttons. This has a low and a high for fan speed setting. You've got your USB output that you can use to charge devices, so you could get an emergency charge on a phone when you're using this. It's super efficient, so you can burn pretty much anything, twigs, pine cones, small sticks. It burns them down to nothing. It combusts the gases so that it's a relatively smokeless fire as well. This is the module for the BioLite FirePit. This clicks onto the side. I'll show you in a moment. You have a fan in there. Now this does not have a thermocoupler, so you do need to keep this charged. You can charge it, of course, you can charge it with any USB source or USB battery bank or from the wall. You can also use solar to charge this. My Goal Zero panel works well to charge this, or the Jackery panel that we looked at previously will charge this. They also make a cover for the fire pit that has solar on the top of it that you could use to keep this charged. But just like the original BioLite there, you do have an input here, a micro USB input, and then you have your output that you can use to run a small lamp when you're cooking on it at night, or you could use that to charge a device. But it also powers the built-in fan, so you can press the button once here and it's going to give you an LED readout. It's going to give you the status of your charge in the device. Now this will run up to like 25 hours or something like that on low, and as you can see, low is what you're going to use most of the time with this fire pit. And then you have your fan speed settings there. Now you can control that with the button on the side, or you can also use the app. So we're going to look at both of those in a moment. Let's go ahead and get this on there and get this thing fired up. So the fire pit is super cool, and I've really enjoyed using it here. Up top you have this sliding grill grate that you can take off if you're just going to use it as a fire, or if you're going to cook on it. It just slips right in here. Now one nice thing about this is that it has two prongs that go underneath there, so you can slide this away and it's not going to fall off on you. When you want to add more wood to it, you can just slide that off, add your wood, and slide it back. Now this thing, being so super efficient, actually will cook on low. If you turn it up any higher than that, and it's going to be just simply too hot. You have jets on the inside. On the sides there you have jets. On the bottom you have a jet. You can see that I've had fires in here. Now there's also a rack in here, which is nice. This is a removable rack. Now this grate has two levels to it. You can put it all the way down there if you're going to use firewood. That's how I had it. Or you can use these little hooks that are on the inside here and hook it on there. It raises it up just a little bit so that you can use charcoal. I've also done some charcoal grilling on it. Got handles on the side here. The legs do collapse, which is nice. You have a little push button here. You push that in and then you can collapse your legs. So you can fold it down pretty small and stick it in a vehicle, for example, or use it to transport it. So on the side here, you simply just attach the fan unit by resting it on the two slots there, and then it clicks into place. You have a button here that will allow you to disable it or disconnect it. You just press that down and pull the unit right back off. Something that's handy to do when you're transporting this, or of course if it's going to rain or something, you'd want to take that indoors if you're not using the cover. So the real benefit to this is how quickly and easily you can get this thing going. So I've just got some little wood shavings in here. I'm going to light those up. And then I just have some small cedar sticks, some small dried cedar sticks, and shavings here. I'm just going to pop that right on top. You have a nice wide opening here. You can really put large size logs in there. Let that get going a minute here, and then I can throw these logs right in. Now you can see it's creating a lot of smoke right now. Maybe you can't see that on the camera. We can go ahead and kick our fan onto low here. All right, we are on low, and I can just already go ahead and add these huge pieces of wood here. These logs will get going in no time because you're introducing all that air, and you've got several different speeds that you can work with to really get this fire going fast. You can see here that you're getting some pretty tall flames on low. If we really want to get this thing rip roaring right away, I can crank it all the way up to high. You do hear the fan a little bit, but not very much. You can see it's just rip roaring now, and it gets that wood going in no time flat. So it's just super simple, super easy, super quick to get yourself a little bonfire going, something that you can enjoy at the beach, at a campground, and also something that you can cook with. So just after a minute or two, you've got a rip roaring fire there. You've got your wood going. You don't have to sit there and mess around with different size wood. You just put a little bit of kindling in there. That thing will get it lit right away. We can go ahead and toss another log on there, and it just cranks it right up. No problems with keeping that thing going. Now, when it's on high, you're going to get a very high heat, of course. You're going to get low flame, high heat, radiant heat. So you could use this to warm up at the beach again, you know, warm up at night by sitting around it. Something that you can have a little bit closer to the house because it is more of a portable fire pit. You don't have to be so far away. That's the cool aspect of it. And then if you just want to cook on it, or you want to slowly fire down, you can go ahead and just turn the fan all the way down. You're going to see these flames rise up a little bit to more of a bonfire type look and feel. So you can completely adjust the fan settings. Now on the phone app, you can adjust the speed, low, medium, all the way up to high, and then it also gives you a readout of the time left. So on a full charge, you get about 25 hours is what I'm noticing on the low speed. When you crank it up to the high speed, you get, you know, it jumps down to like 4 hours or something like that. But you're certainly going to have the capability of running multiple fires on this thing before you have to recharge it. It's real simple to connect. You simply just launch the BioLite app. We're going to select Fire Pit, and it's connecting to our fire pit there. And then you have your off, you have your low, your medium, your high, and your max, and you have your time readout for how much time is remaining. So if we want to switch the speed to max, we can hit max, and you'll hear the fan rev up. So you can completely control it from your phone, which is very cool with that battery readout. On high, this thing really puts off the heat. I'm standing maybe 3 or 4 feet away from it, and I can certainly feel the heat right here. You can see that there's no smoke coming out of that thing, and it is just rip roaring. And I've had it rip roaring like this for 5 or 10 minutes several different times, and it seems to hold up to it really well. We're gonna go ahead and slow this down and just enjoy the fire till we get some good burning coals in there, and then we're gonna cook up some chicken. So I'm just gonna use the app here and just slow it down. You're gonna see those jets start to slow down a little bit. The flames will raise back up, and because it has that X-ray mesh, you can actually see the flames at night through the side. So it's a very cool product in addition to a very useful product. Now, in the event your battery does die on you, there is enough airflow that your fire is going to stay going even with the fan off. But you're going to want to use that fan at least on low to give yourself that smokeless fire. Now, it's not completely smokeless, so if you think you're going to avoid maybe smelling like a bonfire afterwards, that's not the case. But it does do a great job of combusting those gases before they escape and giving you a, you know, relatively smokeless fire. So about a half hour later, and she's still rip roaring. Now, I've used this several times to cook. I went ahead and put the grill grate on there. So I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple burgers on here. And these are gonna cook super fast because those flames are really high. Also gonna throw some chicken on here. So you have a fairly adequate amount of space. You could do like 4 chicken patties, you could do a bunch of wings, you could do maybe 4 burgers on there of this size. You could certainly do some fish, you could put foil on there. The grill rack seems to work pretty well. It does have raised sides, so you know, if you're laying something across here, maybe it wouldn't work the best for that, but it does work really well for you know, cooking for an average family. Normally I'd wait till this fire dies down quite a bit, but we're hungry, so we're gonna throw it on there. I'm just gonna have to flip this food quite a bit just to keep it from burning on there. So you have plenty of heat with this stove to be able to cook your food, even with very minimal wood in there. I have 3 logs in there right now, which is really overkill for this stove. You really only need like 2, you know, just smaller size logs. You saw what I put in there. I haven't added anything. This would go for quite a while, and if you let it go, it'll burn all the way down to ash. So, you know, we've got quite a good flame, quite good heat going on here. Plenty of heat, even on its lower offsetting, to cook your food. So these patties are about done here. And I just kind of keep flipping this chicken. If you want a new piece of chicken here. But once your food's done, what's nice is you can just kind of flip the grill over, or slide the grate over that way. Now it has two prongs that go underneath the lip here, so it's not going to come off. So you can keep, you know, the stuff that's done off to the side, and keep on cooking here on the flames. All right, so while this last piece of chicken finishes up, I want to go over some pros and cons of the BioLite FirePit. Pros is that it's a cool fire pit. It's portable, the legs fold up, it's got a cover to it, can easily be taken in an RV or in a vehicle to the beach, to the park, anywhere where you want to have your own little bonfire. You can certainly do it with the fire pit. It's multi-purpose, so you can use it not only as a cool fire pit with the X-ray vision here, but you can also obviously cook with it. There's no weight. It starts up right away with that fan. You can kick that onto high. You can get your fuel going in no time. So, you know, you don't have to build a fire. You don't have to take the time to build a fire. Simply add your fuel in there, add some logs, and you're up and running. Now it is also multi-fuel, so you can use the logs as I'm doing here, or you can raise that grate up and use charcoal, so that's cool. There's relatively no smoke to it. So, you know, even though you do still get the gases that come off it, it does get into your eyes. It's not completely smokeless. It's a lot more smokeless than a regular bonfire, and it's easy cleanup. You just wipe the top if you get a little bit of, you know, splatter here, and literally the fire will burn all the way down to nothing. You can easily dump it, or you can open that ash door on the side there, and just, you know, use a regular grill brush to clean off the top there. So lots and lots of pros to it. You can also use the USB output to charge a phone, for example, and it lasts quite a long time. So you can have many fires on one charge. Now the cons for me would be when the battery dies. You know, you're not going to be able to get a fire going as easily, although it will work without the fan, although it does have a super long life with that built-in battery there. Another con would be that you can't smoke with it, or you can't indirect heat with it. You could load your fuel on one side, I suppose, and sort of indirect heat with it, but there is no cover, so you can't really use it as a smoker as you would a traditional grill. But again, you know, it works really well. These are definitely done. And it is nice that you can slide that off the fuel there, or off the fire there, to get lower heat. And the final con I have is the price tag. Of course, something cool like this and new like this is going to cost some money, especially since there's some electronics involved with it. You're looking at $199 retail on the fire pit. Again, it's going to be something that's going to work great for some people, and for some people that's just going to be simply too expensive. So I like it. I think it's a very cool product. I've enjoyed using it. I would rather take this to the park or this to the beach, cook my food, have a cool fire anywhere I want one, than a, you know, a little charcoal grill or a little gas grill. This to me is a better option, especially since you can use charcoal or you can just use regular wood. I like the fact that you can charge your devices with it, and it has a long run time. So for me, it's a winner product, and I'm enjoying using it. So I hope you guys enjoyed that video today. Again, something that you can use if your power's out, something that is very quick to start if you just like to have a fire, especially a relatively smokeless fire. Something that you could use in and around the home, at a campsite. You could take it in an RV and use it at you know, at campgrounds. You could take it to the beach. The thing can go anywhere as long as you have a fuel source, which would be you know, logs, or you can also use charcoal with it. So it's pretty multi-purpose. Now again, it doesn't have a thermocoupler, so it doesn't charge itself. They do make several covers for it. They make a rain cover. Again, I left it out in the elements just to see what would happen. It's holding up really well so far. And again, it just starts those fires so quickly, just like the regular BioLite cook stove. They also have a solar cover for it that will charge the battery in the fan unit. It's awesome that you can control it with your phone, and it's awesome that it's super efficient. It works on low. You can cook on low, and if you just want to get that fire raging to create more radiant heat and less flame, you can crank that thing up. I like the fact that it tells you the time remaining on the app as well. So awesome piece of kit. There'll be a link below to where you guys can pick one up. I hope you guys enjoyed the video today. Please give it a big thumbs up for me. Make sure you leave me that comment below. Please share this video to your friends or family on your social media, and as always, click that red subscribe button to subscribe to my channel for more videos.